Hi everyone, Debbie Cork here with the next project that I've just finished. This is a very special book because it contains the Fishbits that I bought from Kagedfish. I was absolutely delighted with them and stuck them into what was a junk journal basically. It was information that I'd received through the post. I just cut it all to the same size. I'll start on the pages because there's quite a lot of them. As you will see, it's 5 signatures and altogether there are 154 sides that I had to decorate. So 7 folded pages in each, giving 14 sides. I started this back in November 2017 when I received the Fishbits. And I wanted to put them right throughout the book. I didn't want to put them just on a few pages, so I sort of spread them out right through a lot of pages, and then I didn't really do much with them. I was quite hesitant about adding anything to them, so it took me a little while to get started. But once I did, I was very pleased with it. It's a mixture of collage pages and Gluebook pages, so both of which I enjoy equally, so I thought I'll just mix them up in the book. These are some new stamps that I just recently got at a car boot sale, which I was thrilled with. This is one of Carla's Fishbits. And for anyone who's not in the art experiments group, Fishbits are the tiny pieces that Carla uses as part of her project and was named by the group as Fishbits. And it sort of stuck, so now we all call tiny pieces of things Fishbits, which is rather nice. So it's a mixture of Fishbits like this from Carla, magazine images, sayings, some of which she sent, some of which I have. This is one of Carla's Fishbits. And this too, I thought this was lovely. I thought that was really nice with the circles on. This is one of my jelly plate prints that you might recognise used for an inside of a book. That was just a bit that was left over. And this is a wartime cookbook that came from my mother-in-law. So nice to incorporate that into the book as well. I also purchased some napkins from Carla, which are lovely. I didn't want to put too much on them because they were nice designs to see. And this was an image from Carla, which I absolutely loved. I thought that was fabulous. I'm sure some of you will recognise Carla's things throughout here. This is one of the punches that she sent me. This is from a homemade stamp that I made, and some stenciling, and I even used parts of the envelope that the things were sent in. This is my stenciling mixed with Carla's, which is nice, and some more napkins here. This is one of Carla's homemade stamps. And that's more napkins and Carla's painty papers. And more napkins there. So the book itself was just stuff that had come through the post that I used as a background. This is a homemade stamp that I made, did it on a rubber. And that's a picture of Durdle Door, which is in Dorset where I live. We've got a very beautiful coastline near us. More shoes, I like shoes. And this was a very beautiful napkin with butterflies on that you'll see throughout the book. Every time I had a space I thought, oh, I'll put a napkin butterfly in there. This is Joss paper, which I'd not actually come across before, so it was nice to actually see it in person. And this was just an image. I don't know why I was struck by it. I kept coming across it in my stash of images, so I thought I'd stick it in. This is my favourite stencil, the honeycomb one, so I tend to use that a lot. On white page. More stenciling and magazine images. Cool hat that chap's got. And again, you'll recognise this as Carla's Fishbits, and this one. There's some pages that worked out well colour-wise across the double spread. I love the colours on this one. But other times they didn't. This is from Carla, and I like it either way really. I like it with both. I do think as long as it's interesting to look at, I don't think it really matters. This was an old sort of came with some photos, an order with some photos that I came across. And a lovely blackbird in the storm, in the snow. More Fishbits. This is the second book I've done this side. They're sort of postcard sizes. They're 5.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches tall. And I obviously like this size because I keep making books this size. That's another homemade stamp that I made. And this came from Carla, chewing gum label, and a lovely puzzle piece and some stenciled paper. I just love how they're all so very different and how they all come out the finished result always takes me by surprise. This was a stamp I used. It was a piece of plastic that I picked up off the beach when I was beach combing, and as it was hexagonal, I thought, oh, that will make a nice stamp. This one's very busy, but again, couldn't seem to stop adding things down. This was the envelope that the Fishbits came in. Brown isn't a colour I use very often, so that was quite nice. And this is a paper bag, this stripe. And I'm always drawn to cutting out images, usually from sort of catalogues and things, of pictures. So I thought, oh, I'll put them all together on one page there. This is another napkin. And that was just an image that I cut into different pieces and turned round and reassembled. And this, I put this page together and the pictures got lost, so I just outlined them with some metallic watercolour paint that I bought following one of Carla's sessions. I had them for Christmas. And this is some of my dad's homework again, talking about cables. He's an engineer. Vicky, there's some more of your paper. I think it's more or less, I think I've used it up now. It was actually a sewing pattern, an embroidery sewing pattern I'd had for a while, and this is Carla's lovely tree. I often see her use that, and another leaf stamp. Very nice to be actually having them in my books as well. That was a napkin. Reminds me of the stamp that Carla has with elephants. And this was just some scrapbook paper, and I love these colours together. I thought they went really well with the purple of that lady's dress. I don't tend to use graphic images very often. I tend to use more photos, but I have a whole collection of them, so I thought I ought to start using them really. That's more of my homemade stamp, and some of Carla's lovely colours in that piece there. And more of Carla's work there on the left. And a black and white page. This is a security envelope. This is just from stenciling. Turned over 2 pages. And that was some gold jelly plate printing that I did on some labels. And this is my masking tape that I did. It's difficult to turn the pages over this because it's so thick. But they're all so very different, the pages. Another one of my favourite stencils with the squares on. I like to be sitting there. Looks very calm and peaceful. And I like the colours on that one, the greens. That's some painted papers that I did, and Carla's stamp that we all were wanting. these again. And more of an envelope. How cool is that horse? These are tiny Tim Holtz stencils that I used here. For the Joss paper, this is more of my jelly plate. That's the leftover from the colour themed collage book that I did. And this was a photo of some tweed tartan. This is a napkin with some images from a children's book. And an old photo. And this is my very favourite stamp of Carla's, apart from the circle one. There's a chap here pretending to be a flamingo. Thought he went well on that napkin. And another punch cut out from Carla. And this is jelly plate prints that I did. I think that's the page I was least happy with. I really like the asparagus and I couldn't find anything to go with it particularly. I might find something else as we go down in the box a bit further. There's lots of patterns that I found that I really liked. Let's do a whole book of patterns. And this, I left this, this is actually the page you can see that it came from. It was a brochure about travel to Norway. I left it because I've actually done that trip on a cruise all up to Honningsvåg here. So I thought, well, that would be rather nice to leave that and remind me of the trip that I did. You can do it in a boat like that. And that reminds me very much of the walk. I'm trying to walk the Thames path in little bits, not in the same order. But it reminds me that's what it's like. We haven't got many of these red telephone boxes anymore, but there's a few about. And this was some chart paper that I had. I think probably it could do with a bit more on, but I couldn't really find anything to go with it, so again I might add that to it later. Some more magazine images. And the Gruffalo. And this was a wrapper from a chocolate box. It's very thin. This was a stamping I did just with a tube. Love the colours on these birds. More from Carla here. More napkins. Again, like colours on that one. And how crazy is that wallpaper? But it makes goes nicely with Carla's circles. And a beautiful stamp there. There's a punch cutouts. Feel nice. And again her tree. This is stenciling. And again, I love the colours on that. Rich colours. And that's a lovely image there of somebody diving into a pool. It wasn't a very big image, but I thought it was lovely. And this you'll recognise from Carla. This one, I put this one in just because I thought the angle of the image was lovely. It's unusual. finishing off. So I collaged the covers right the way around. You can see the stitching there. It's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. No rhyme or reason to the images on the covers. I even did the inside before I realised that you wouldn't see it. It makes it nice and complete. I strengthened the spine with just an extra piece of cardboard. You can see there it's slightly thicker than the other sides. And there you have it. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.